introduce the great mayor of our city. In his 19th year as mayor, he has brought this city, it's a place, people recognize this city, it's on the map. And now he has a building, big building with his name on it. My pleasure to introduce Mayor J. Christian Bollwage.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Colonel. Thank you. First of all, I also want to recognize Sheriff Ralph Froelich, who's in the back. Sheriff, thank you for coming. You're not going to believe this, but Sheriff Froelich actually parked his car in the old lot. You were here for the ribbon cutting, weren't you, Sheriff? The Sheriff Ralph Froelich's been a great asset to our county, and I thank him, and Senator Bruno for coming from Middlesex County. And I would be remiss if I didn't say to Senator Raymond Lesniak, someone who I've been extremely close to as a friend and a political ally over 30 years, and has done a great job representing our district. And Senator, thank you very much for coming. Assemblyman Joe Cryan has done a great job in our city as well, and it was Joe's staff and Joe DiGiulio had to work out all the parking areas and the logistics of moving the cars over the last 2 years, and a lot of the complaints went to Joe, and I thank you, Assemblyman Joe Cryan, for all of your efforts. To the Freeholder Board and Freeholder Dan Sullivan and Freeholder Angel Estrada, the two freeholders from Elizabeth especially, when this was designed and we thought about doing this, it was Freeholder Sullivan and Freeholder Estrada who led the effort in the Freeholder Board and talking with the members of the county and making sure that this was going to become a reality not only for the county employees but the college employees. So members of the Freeholder Board, thank you very much. Freeholder Sullivan, Freeholder Estrada, Freeholder Kowalski is here, and Freeholder Jolly. Their cooperation was second to none. And the members of the City Council, I have the good fortune of working with the members of City Council for many years, and those that are here have really stepped up as well as the ones that are not here in supporting this project. Councilman Mazza, Councilman Grova, Councilman Bill Gallman, I thank you for your leadership on the City Council, and Councilwoman Patricia Perkins Auguste for all of their efforts in making this project a reality. Thank you for the members of the City Council. Carla Mazza, a former member of the City Council and the Parking Authority, let me assure you, they worked the day-to-day on this project. They worked it with the professionals, they worked it with the construction company, and without them it wouldn't have been a reality. And I see Pete Nissen over here, who's hiding in the back. It was Pete Nissen and his firm who did the financial model, and they were the ones who worked the financing. And Pete, thank you very much. Pete, take a wave. Thank you very much for all your efforts. And Dr. Brown is here from Union County College, since retired. I don't see Dr. McManus. Is she here? His successor. But Dr. Brown, let me assure you, when we were working with the County of Union to build Union County College, there were more fits and starts in getting that going. And Dr. Brown was steadfast in his commitment to getting that college up with the County of Union and George Devaney, the county manager. And we always talked about parking and how are we going to deal with the parking. And I often said to Dr. Brown, if you get the college built, we'll get the parking built. And we had these conversations for many years, Dr. Brown, and you never gave up on building that college, no matter what the commitment was from the state of New Jersey, the County of Union, and the City of Elizabeth. You were always head fast in making sure it got done. And I'm not so sure that building would have not been done without your commitment, Dr. Brown, to getting it done. And I thank you for your leadership in all of those areas, Dr. Brown. Thank you. Dan Devaney is here from the Executive Director of Elizabeth Development Company. I would be remiss not to thank them. If it was not for President Obama and the stimulus funding that occurred over the last couple of years, and the support of our United States Senators and Members of Congress in making stimulus money available for this parking deck, the financial model may not have worked. So while the stimulus funding got beat up around the country, that stimulus funding put people to work in this garage, gave people jobs, and now helps alleviate the parking problems in Midtown for years to come. So we thank the President and the United States Senate and Congress for making that a reality. I want to thank Al Fiella, the current county manager, for his efforts when he was a director in making this happen, and his ability and his financial working with the Community Development Grant and working with Elizabeth Development Company and the funding process. A $35 million project, 514,800 square feet, and over 1,500 parking spaces, as well as the first parking garage ever to have electrical hookups for cars that can come in here and get charged. When Carla Mazza called me and said, we can do this. Do you want to do it? And I said, absolutely. We'll be the first garage in the state. We'll be a green initiative. It'll work into solar initiative. We want those spaces for electrical cars that when they come here, they'll be able to charge here as well. So I thank Carla for following through. I also want to thank George Devaney, who's here. I've been working with George now for 20 years. When George first helped me in my first campaign for mayor, he was there from the very beginning, became the Director of Policy and Planning in the City of Elizabeth, and then went on to become the County Manager. And between Al Fiala and George Devaney, they did more studies at the county and decide how much parking we need in Midtown. Finally, I called George up one day and I said, George, with all of these studies we're doing, and all of the work in presenting these studies, do you want to build a garage or don't you? And George says, I want to build a garage. I says, we'll bring in a financial consultant, we'll get the President Obama's stimulus money, we'll move it into the garage, here's the financial model, we bring in Pete Nissen, we work it out, and then we build a big garage that satisfies the county employees and the city employees. I worked with George Devaney on the Jersey Gardens Mall, and there were lots of growth bumps in building the Jersey Gardens Mall, and it was George Devaney who always brought options to my desk and said, you can go this way, you can go that way, and we can get the Jersey Gardens Mall built and the infrastructure. And if it was not for the commitment of George in working with the freeholders and moving the County of Union, this garage would not be a reality. So George's name may not be on it, but I truly, without him, this garage would not have happened, George. So I thank you for all of your efforts. George will be up there with a lift later, changing the name or adding it to some other location. We already got Mazza Plaza at George, so we got to figure out how. Seriously, George, without your commitment in making sure the county resources were behind this, it would not have happened. And we thank you for your commitment. I want to thank Janice DeVee is here from Midtown. She worked with the merchants on this project as well. There was inconvenience for the merchants over the last 2 years when we eliminated some parking. There's inconvenience on Broad Street. There's inconvenience to the county prosecutor's office and the sheriff's office. They're no longer going to get to park in front of their building anymore. So, Chief, you're going to have to make sure that road's clear. They used to park under the bridge, and Homeland Security would say you can't park under the bridges. We'd have to move the cars, but Chief Shannon's here, Chief Finiska. That road's going to be clear for years to come, and we'll be parking in this garage. And the commitment from the County of Union. I also want to thank John Papetti in the back. He worked with members of the county in making sure the roads were clear and open and restructuring the signals as well as traffic studies for Rollway Avenue. This was truly a team event. I am humbled that my name is on the parking garage, but the service that this garage will provide for years to come is much bigger than anyone's name. This garage will serve as a commitment to the expansion of Midtown. It serves as a commitment to the expansion of our city, and it serves as a growth of our community. And the diversity which has been our strength in our city can grow with this parking garage by creating more opportunities in Midtown, more opportunities for our merchants, and more opportunities for the County of Union and the City of Elizabeth. I thank you for this honor, but more importantly, I thank you for your commitment to making the City of Elizabeth prosper.